Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you're tuning in from. This is BS Buddies Podcast. I am your host, Joe. That is your host, Ian. And today, we're going to take a chill time today. Ian's going to read 2-sentence horror on Reddit, and I'm going to read 2-sentence comedy. We're going to go back and forth, reading the best stuff. We're going to go from being scared to maybe laughing at bad jokes.
From horrifically scared and or horrifically depressing to, just laugh that pain away, buddy. It'll be a-okay.
Pretty much.
Not a care in the world. It's a bit of a gray day here in the Midwest because, we haven't talked about the weather for quite a few episodes. So I felt like
I'm sure they were missing that.
It's a bit of a gray day, so we're taking it slow. We're taking it easy. We're taking it Monday. We're taking it Monday speeds because that's what we felt like doing.
Yeah. And things have been chaotic in both mine and Ian's life, so we just need to take a little chill day today. So, Ian,
Indeed.
Would you like to start with yours? But please don't read the top one because that one's horrific.
That
one's a little too much for the video.
Yeah, that one is, wow. It's a fantastic story, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's just a little too much.
Well, I'll read this one here, which is the third one down, and it's in the same vein as the top one, but it's not nearly as bad. As we free fell, I'm gonna paraphrase this a little bit here because some of these, the way people write these out,
I'm gonna do that too. Just make it make sense.
I know what they're trying to say, but not all of this grammar works the way they want it to. As we free fell from the airplane, I hear his words. I love your girlfriend more than I thought. I'm sorry. Then he pulls the cord on his parachute and disappears upwards, and mine doesn't open. Spooky. Now, first of all, why would you go skydiving? Right? And in what capacity are you skydiving with the man who knows your girlfriend and you, like, why? There's a lot of things about this story, like, okay, I'm sorry, I want to dissect this one a teeny tiny bit because this is horrifying. Like, imagine you didn't know that your significant other was being unfaithful. I'm assuming that's what the vein of the story
fully
is going for
overread into it.
Yeah, right. And you don't know that, and she's just like, oh, skydiving, and you're like, oh, that sounds great. And then here's a man you've never met in your life, because why would you be tandem jumping if you knew how to skydive? And so you tandem jumping with a man you've never met, and he decides, yes, the best course of action right now, let me kill this random stranger whom I've never met because I like his girlfriend and I don't want the competition.
I read it a little bit different. It seems like it's two buddies where they're like, hey, let's go skydiving together. Yeah, good friend activity. And then they both jump, and then the one dude is like, hey, I like your girl more than I thought I did originally. Deuces, bro.
Still good. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a better read into it, but like, bro, that still puts you as suspect numero uno. Two people left the plane and only one of them landed on the ground safely. What could have happened? Like, there's not a whole lot of witnesses, 15,000 feet above the ground to really help your case. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't condone this at all. But
Bring
I
a
think
gun.
this.
Yeah, you're right. Mid-air gunfight.
I'm talking about the comedy section, not the not the skydiving anymore. But yeah, I don't condone that either. The genie, now seeing the vision and grinning with a newfound approval, grants me an 8th wish, and I take my 8th beer. He knows wish 10 is going to be car keys. That one's awful.
Get me khakis. One pair of khakis coming right up. boom, you now are holding tan pants.
Yeah, there's not
And
too much to read in. Well, how did. I guess the only other thing is if genies usually give 3 wishes, how is this guy so great
how did he
that he
talk him
gets
into 10?
to an 8th wish and knows that he's going to get 10?
This guy, dude,
Unless he
this
just
guy
keeps
should have been
wishing for a beer.
like, granted, you get one more wish. Granted, you get one more wish. I always love the when people do the whole tricking genies into that kind of thing. But normally it's when people want extra wishes, it's either a way to trick the genie into giving you infinite wishes, or B, you manage to like scrounge one extra one out of them. You know what I mean? Usually this 10 middle ground nonsense isn't happening. So like homie should have become a salesman because like clearly he was pitching something that the genie was liking and picking up on. It's like
My
wish 9 is one for each of us and then the car keys.
One of my favorite memes when it comes to genies is like there are X amount of rules for things you can't wish for, and then someone just wishes a ridiculous thing. There's an extra rule.
Oh god, you know what I miss is I don't know if you've ever seen it. I'll have to find it, but it's a really old, like a hand-drawn comic. And it's the genie is like, for helping me with my math homework, I shall grant the pair of you one wish. What would you like? And then the one guy is turning to his buddy and he's like, gee, what do you think we should wish for? And the other guy just immediately goes, I wish he had taste buds in his butthole. And
Oh,
the
I've
genie is
seen
just
that.
like, it is done. The guy's like, just making the worst face known to man. Oh,
Wishes. I wish we'd known that earlier. You have 2 wishes.
granted, the clock goes back 5 minutes. 3, take it or leave it. That's a classic one. I love that
Uh,
line.
anyways, what's your next horror story?
So this next one is actually kind of good because I like the ones that sort of set up. I should say this. I like the 2 sentence horror ones that in, such a small amount of words can really convey a whole lot deeper story going on. And I think this one falls into that one pretty well. When my wife and I found a time machine in our kidnapper's basement, we decided that our infant son would be safer in the past. It was only then that it hit me how much our kidnapper resembled my wife and I. I like those. I like
That
those little ones that like it's not the most intricate story in the world, but it's like, ooh, I
that
like
that could
that.
be like a whole movie,
It's like
or at
just a
least like
nice
a 30-minute short film.
it's a nice little like it's a good prompt. It's like just it'd be a fantastic prompt to take and just run with. Like if you had like a film class or something, I would love something like that.
Why don't they do more horror with time machines, like sci-fi horror?
Well, because then you always get some nerd coming along who's going, actually, due to the way time travel works, when you go backwards in time, your atoms would read whatever until you cease to exist from this world, and then everyone goes, "Oh my god!" And that's why, because you always get them people who come along and they gotta ruin the science fiction part of the science fiction time travel. That's why I've seen it happen a lot.
Yeah, I've becoming a big fan of Warhammer, and they do that a lot. This
You're
makes
like,
total sense, but this doesn't. Well, it's in the 40,000th millennia or whatever. Get
the
over
year
it.
the year of 40,000. I'm pretty sure by that point anything will be possible. My bones will be dust in the ground. I won't even exist. So what do I care? Sure, sounds right to me. The sun explodes every day when it rises. Why not? Who knows?
Growing up, I always wanted to work in heavy metal. I drive a semi truck.
God. Oh man, I love the dad joke ones. The dad joke ones,
I
them are always some knee slappers here.
I read ahead a little bit, and this one is just weird. I'm not gonna read that one. I'll read it to you after. But you got a good one that you found? Otherwise, I got one ready to go.
Uh, I don't know. I'm not.
Okay, let's go
I'm.
back to comedy then. Give you a little
Yeah.
more time.
Yeah.
This one's awful. Congratulations on beating cancer. That's the first sentence. Given your personality, it couldn't compete with that level of malignancy.
Ouch. Ooh. That one's harsh. That's a comedic burn, I believe they call that one.
I found a joke for you.
Oh no.
I ordered an echo pedal for my guitar a while ago. It should have been here by now, but it keeps getting delayed.
Zing. Oh, it keeps getting delayed. Get it? Because it's a musical joke about the pedal and the bit. I'm gonna go smack my head against this desk when we're done recording. I can just feel the rage setting in. The voices are whispering,
Against
just
the
out of
Machine.
range of making sense. This one's dark. This one's dark. This one's a lot better. I don't understand what the other one was. I'll read it to you afterwards because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like I think I know what it's going for, but this one's. Ooh. I told my stepson not to touch the cookies, but of course he could never resist sweet things. The important thing was that everyone else heard me say it. When his peanut allergy kicked in, the coroner would just assume it was another tragic accident. Oh,
That's got layers.
that one's sauce. That one's saucy. That one's got whoo. This man may in fact be a serial killer, a cookie serial killer, a serial cookie killer. He's a peanut killer.
Oh, he uses the peanuts to kill.
He must be stopped.
Him.
He must be stopped. Well, you know what? For my good feeling, boom! I just gave that child an EpiPen, and now he's perfectly safe. Bingo.
No, but maybe this one will give you a good feeling, or just be really dumb. It's kind of a dad joke. I know that there's people out there watching me, and it freaks me out. Maybe this is a sign that I'm not a fan of live streaming.
Yeah, you may, in fact, if you find the paranoid schizophrenic voices in your head are whispering sweet things into your ear, dreaming might not be for you. If at first you don't succeed, don't try skydiving.
Yeah, especially with your buddy, because you'll find out that he likes
that he's a terrible You know what? I'm gonna come back to that one because you know another thing that makes sense. You know when you are screaming towards Mother Earth at 32 feet per second, how in the hell can you hear conversation between yourself? He'd have to scream that at the top of his lungs. I'm sorry. What? And then it'd be a back and forth screaming before the one guy just went, you know what, screw this. Zip, oof, gone.
I guess it doesn't say that the one guy was heard.
He was reading his lips as they were falling. He was reading his upper lip as it was flapping in the wind while they were free falling.
Yeah, he was whispering it.
He whispered it and then just boom. Well, this is really cool, right, Dave? Dave? Where'd Dave go?
Where am I gonna go?
And yep, and that's it. That's the end of it for you.
Hey Ian, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How many Redditors does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Ooh, I don't know. How many?
100. One to try to put it in, and 99 armchair electricians to tell you all sorts of different opinions on why you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Oh. And then turns out the way you did it originally was just fine anyways, and the rest of them don't know what they're talking about.
I'm sorry for that reaction. I read the next one. This is. Oh my goodness, it starts out as horror and ends in comedy. A sad
Starts
dad holds his missing daughter's clothes closer to his body and ponders, I'll never fit into these.
What a U-turn. What an absolute 180 on those. I'll never fit into these. What? Excuse me? There are questions I have that I don't even think I want OP to answer. I don't want to know where your mindset was at when they wrote that out. Here's a good one for you. I scolded my wife for her unkempt appearance in front of our daughter. Little humans can't keep secrets, I said. She drew our family picture with your tentacles again. That one, that one also opens a can of worms, no pun intended, of questions that I have that um, I don't think I want the answer to. I think the answer might be a little too heavily influenced by some anime sources. I would guess just off a hunch, just shooting in the dark. And then here's another one of them good ones that set up a really good premise. And once again, I'm gonna have to paraphrase this one because the grammar is a little iffy. Every time I try and save my friends and family from the burning house, I have to leave just one person behind. A voice has been telling me for the last 10 years the time loop will end someday, but I won't tell you which day. It's an interesting little one there. There's not a whole lot of context to go on, but I mean that's a cool setup nonetheless. What was that? Oh gosh, that makes me think. What was that one movie? I think it was a movie that came out where it's like the guy
Ground,
wakes up
Groundhog Day?
and no, the guy wakes up and it's like someone's trying to kill him every single day, and it's like he
Is
eventually
that
gets to the
Happy
point.
Death Day? Where the
Uh,
guy with the
might
mask
have been.
kills a girl over and over again?
I think I remember. I actually saw that one. God, it's been a long time since I saw that one. No, this was a different one where it was like the guy was like, as he would get out of bed, immediately someone was in his apartment trying to attack him, and like he got it down to the point where like he could perfectly counter all their moves while he would get ready for the day, and then like I think it was like inevitably like if he would die or the day would end, then it would like reset and like all the same people and everything would attack him. I don't quite
I know
remember anything from it. I'd have to look it up and find it because I all I remember is like the trailer for it was really cool.
I know there's a lot of video games that were made in that kind of style. And I know one clip of one of the games got pretty big. Um, but holy crap, I just invented a memory loss pill, I think.
Ah, here's a here's a spicy one for you. I felt oh god. I felt anesthesia come over me as I lay on the surgical table. Right before I lost consciousness, I heard the surgeon say, "God damn it, anesthesia, this is why you aren't allowed in the OR."
I had to, just as a side note, I had to scroll past a lot of like political and racist jokes to get to here, so I don't think there's going to be too much great from my end. This one's
Two more in
just interesting. The tooth fairy came and took all my teeth. I am 40.
I am 40. Oh man. Well, did you at least put them under your pillow so you got paid a good chunk of money for it? That's the real thing to do. The house I had broken into had a normal to do list on the table with normal chores checked off, except for the one at the very bottom. My blood ran cold as I read the final bullet point: kill home intruder. Look, I'm just saying, if you weren't intruding homes, you wouldn't be the objective of that list.
Very
Just
true.
saying. Just putting that out there, just wanted to make that one known. Ooh, here's a. After hearing the. Another home intruder one. It's probably the same one. No. After hearing the intruder entering our house, I hid inside my closet, peeking through the gap while my husband laid his arms around me for comfort. That was until I could see him shouting, "Sorry, sweetie, forgot my keys." The old monster under the bed one there got him.
Oh my goodness. Be quiet. Your idiot brother likes to eavesdrop, I whispered to my boyfriend as I undid my bra. I do not, cried a defiant voice through the wall.
Hook, line, and sinker absolutely baited him on that one.
Oh. My son
Oh,
asked
this.
me if his mother and I love each other. I don't know your mother, I replied.
Oh my god. Woo.
Some of these are just really dumb, or I've heard them before, or they're just. I don't understand them.
Oh
This,
yeah, some of these is like the further you get down, the more you start to hit. It gets really like hodgepodge. Sometimes you'll
yeah.
find some good ones, and sometimes you find like here's one that's kind of meh. Like I get what they're going for, but like it's kind of meh. It's like, oh, the man bought some water in a bottle, and the shopkeeper, upon seeing it, said, the water used to fall from the sky eons ago. It's like, okay, I get what you're going for. It's like horrific. Oh no, the world's ended. But it's like, you almost need a little bit more context from that than that.
Have you ever heard of the meth magician?
The the meth magician.
Meth magician. He turned drugs into the police.
Watch as I take this simple bag of crack rocks and turn it into whoosh, a felony. Just granted, I don't think the crack rocks needed any help to be turned into a felony, but little helping hand doesn't hurt anything.
Like, and then there's so many misogynistic ones as well. It's like, jeez.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Ooh, here's a highly rated one.
I found
I
another
asked
good one.
I
What's it
asked
then?
the fortune teller, "What's the worst mistake I'll ever make?" And she replied, "You'll kill 189 people." I turned on the news one day years later to see a report about a bridge collapse due to poor infrastructure, and I realized what she meant. Wow.
That's a
Imagine
good one.
having that laid on your conscience. Ooh.
My youngest whispered in my ear, I know what you did. Your mother is not a what, I said to him.
Oh god, those are funny.
I almost died last night. It was a blast.
Hey, that sounds like me on the 4th of July. You bought a new teddy bear, the kid shouted in excitement. The man was confused until he saw a wild bear entering through the back door. that was just that was just terrible to think about. Hopefully it's a black bear. You can scare it off. You can scare it out of there.
My wife woke up this morning with a huge smile on her face. I'm not allowed to keep Sharpies in the house anymore.
Oh, oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading this one at the same time you read yours. This is a truly terrifying one. This is like Cyberpunk 2077, like Blade Runner levels of dystopian. Back in my day, we dreaded the idea of AI stealing our jobs. And now you want me to train one? But honey, it's easier and cheaper than making a real child. And the programming is so human like, it'll think it chose its career path of its own free will. Ha!
I think we do one more joke and then end it.
Yeah, we're entering into some heavy moral
Here.
conundrums here.
I don't know what that means. That one's dumb.
That one's really dumb. How does that have 700 upvotes? Oh, Reddit.
Okay, let's end on this one. This is dumb enough. My doctor prescribed me some sugar pills to cure my placebo effect. I think it's working. I mean, I'm done with my comedy ones, and we've been going for good ways.
A hot minute. Ooh, okay. That one's a garbage punchline on that one. I'll read it anyway. It was a good premise, but I don't really like the punchline on it. Not because it's necessarily bad. It just kind of it's like you could do more with it. I've been repeatedly exorcising the same demon from different people for years. The more he insists he is God, the more I believe him. I was just kind of you know what? Here's a funny horror one to end on. This one's better. I saw a large spider on the other side of my bedroom window, so I tapped on it to scare it off. It was then with horror I realized it was on my side of the window. Classic deception. Nothing like going, ooh, a spider, boop. Oh, that's real danger. That's not fake danger, that's real danger.
Well, with that, I think it's calling it a night for us.
Thanks for joining us on this relaxed one, this relaxed Monday evening that we are recording on Tuesday or Thursday, whenever you're watching this. I'm sure, but we recorded on a Monday.
Yeah, and it's probably going up this Thursday. So, but we got some good ideas planned. Like I mentioned at the start, we've just had so much life stuff going on, so we've been falling behind. But Ian's got a really good idea for an episode that I want to do very soon. And then we got some other probably improv ones that we'll come up with, and might do some part twos on some other ones we really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, like talking about the foot swelling diseases and the.
I don't know if that one will make a comeback. Well,
kneecap.
maybe.
I don't know, man. The nutsack kneecap was a funny visual. It brings me a chuckle to think of that one every now and again.
I think that was episode 9 or episode 11, the diseases one. Maybe that one will make a comeback of not as horrific diseases, but thank you for BSing. We'll see. Thank you for BSing with us. Hit subscribe or follow to become a Bud Today. We will see you next time when hopefully we have a little more energy to put into improv or something.
Hey man, even Superman's got to take a day off once in a while, you know? It's hard. It's hard being over here pumping out all this content for you guys, but hey, you know what? We do it for you. Who are we to deny the masses what they want? But until then, you guys make sure to take it easy yourselves and don't work too hard out there.